Hi, I'm Tommy Vincent, your host of Stay a While podcast, recording live from Radio Row at Super Bowl 60. This season, we have some phenomenal guests that are joining us at the Stay a While table. So pull up a seat, get comfortable, and come and stay a while. Tune into our conversations to receive nourishment for your mind, your body, and your soul. Hi, this is your personal invitation to come, take a seat, and stay a while. I am your host, Tommy Vincent, recording live from Super Bowl 60 on Radio Row, Stay a While podcast. And today I have joining us Leilani Caamal. Leilani is a linebacker for the Golden State Storm. She is the youngest female athlete to play professional football at the age of 16. She played tackle football since 9 years old with the young men. Additionally, she graduated this past May from Ottawa University in Kansas, coached by Liz and Katie Sowers. This is her 11th year playing tackle football. Leilani, welcome to the table.
Hi, thank you for having me. Excited to be here.
Absolutely. Well, one, let's just talk about how you are confidently walking around Radio Row, introducing yourself and putting yourself forward, presenting yourself for opportunities. What gave you the courage to do that?
Honestly, it's been God, my faith in him, praying and just taking a chance, because, the worst thing you could get is a no, you could get a yes.
Yeah.
Just put yourself out there, and that's what I've been doing. It's taken a lot to build up my confidence. I've been really quiet off the field, and, just taking any opportunity that's been given to me, any blessing no blessing is too small, so.
Absolutely. So you talk about on and off the field, how you show up and how there's a quietness, but quietness in football or playing the game don't seem like they coincide.
Right.
And at your position of linebacker, how do you take this space that may be discomfort of, being more vocal, but be loud on the field so everyone feels your impact that you're competing against?
When I get on the field, it's like a switch just flips. Like, I'm just a different person. Walking around, I could be very mellow, quiet. But when I get on the field, like, I'm where I'm supposed to be. It's like the switch flips, like I'm on fire. And I'm just excited and passionate, and it just feels like, this is where you're supposed to be. So it feels like I'm able to really take charge there. It's where I'm confident, where I feel like I've been led to be. I'm able to... I've taken a lot of time to, study football in general, scout the different teams that we're going against, and just making sure that I'm confident in my own abilities, taking the time to do the work off the field, or do the work on my own, away from just practices, mandatory kind of things. And just make sure I'm being a vocal leader for my team, making sure we're on the same page. And I'm one to more so lead by example than I am by words, but I will speak up when I need to.
Okay. So with the Golden State Storm, how long have you been playing on that professional team? And when you got the opportunity, how did it make you feel?
So the opportunity with the Golden State Storm was very recent. I've been playing for the Mile High Blaze in Denver, Colorado for the past 5 years. Okay. Since I was 16 up until this last year, I felt like a change was just needed to be made. Sometimes you got to change your environment to grow. So I felt like I just put myself out there. I went into free agency, talked to multiple teams from coast to coast, all the way to Washington, D.C. I had went on a visit out there. And when I had met the Golden State Storm, there was just a lot of promises and advocacy coming from the team running there, and they've just been over-delivering constantly. And the offer that they had given me to come out here, and this is our inaugural season, so this is our first year ever playing, put together a brand new team. So I had to have a lot of faith coming out here in general, playing for a brand new team. I just moved out here mid-December, so I've been out here for about 2 months now. I'm blessed to have my family out here supporting me as well. That's helped made the move a little easier. Mm-hmm. But yeah, they just been over-delivering on the promises. I feel like I'm really a part of a professional women's tackle team, making the motions to get our team seen and to get us the exposure, everything we need to be a professional team. They're helping us get that from the player standpoint of things.
I mean, well, look, the way that you walked up here and you talked about, you were with the Golden State Storms.
Yes.
So you're actually being a part of that ambassadorship of your team and just putting yourself forward. So it's not only you being confident for yourself, but you're also representing the professional team that you're playing with. When you went on your nationwide tour identifying the team you would play with, what exactly were you looking for?
I had an advisor because, I played professional football, but at the time, it's still working out its kinks. We're on the rise right now, the growth of women's tackle football, not just flag or, the X League. But I had an advisor who had played before with the NFL, the CFL, that was able to help me look through what a contract should look like, what I should look like for teams, going and making sure I'm understanding the medical side of things was something really big that I hadn't even thought of. Does the team have a physician signed to it? Because a lot of the times, most of these teams that we play on for the women's teams, it's self-provided. We have to find our own funds. We have to get our own sponsorship. And, however much money you raise is however much you raise, and you have to figure out how you're going to distribute that. And most of it's going to travel, hotels, being able to get to games, being able to rent field practices. So then you're kind of left with little to nothing when you're hiring, physicians, getting your team advocated for, getting your team opportunities to go to different recovery zones, to gyms, making sure we're all on the same track, having a proper strength conditioning program. So those are just a lot of key things that I was looking for, like especially the medical side of things. How was I going to be best supported as an individual, and then the broader picture? How are they looking to support the team? What are we looking for in the coaching staff? What kind of players are you looking for to get here? Are you looking to kind of keep players where they're at and have them as a team? How are you going to be able to develop the players that you have? Because that's something that was big for me, that I was making the whole move, was to be able to have a new environment, to grow and change as an athlete, as a person. And I feel like I've been able to do that even in these last 2 months where it's just been preseason and we just had practices, just getting into full pads and growing as a player, growing as a person, we're very blessed to have a big board of advocacy. We have people in every small job you could think of, from our community outreaches to helping with financials, helping us fill out the certain tax forms, dealing with like NIL deals, being able to talk to businesses, figuring out like our different recovery zones and all our partnerships that we have, and taking care of our bodies, having our sports specific strength trainer that tends to female athletes in a tackle football setting. There is a difference.
Yeah.
And not just, giving us online workouts or anything, or like say, expecting you to do it on your own. So it's just great, the amount of accountability that the staff has in place for us, the standard that they've set before I even committed out here, that they already had drawn up. And
so 9 years old,
yes,
you started playing tackle. How did that come about that you wanted to play tackle football?
So when I was 7, my parents had put my younger brother into sports. He was around 4 at the time, and he was playing flag football at the time. I wanted to also play football, but I noticed quickly that in the NFL, the only place that a woman was in a cheerleading outfit. So in my head, my 7-year-old head, and my parents too, because girls didn't play football in the area I was in. It just didn't happen. So I was put into cheerleading. I did cheerleading, and I didn't like wearing the skirts. I didn't go out like I'm here to just cheer. Like really, like I'm here to just like chant. Like I very much disliked it. So then I started skipping my practices. My parents would drop us off. I would skip my practice. I would go to my brother's, and I would learn what he was supposed to be doing. So come game time, I would end up just be yelling at him instead of cheering. I just be yelling at him to do the right thing.
Not on the sideline cheering and yelling.
I'm in the cheerleading uniform, but I'm really telling him to run better and block better. So by the time the end of the season came, he was fed up with me. And he told me, he was like, if you think you're so good, then you should play. Okay, why not? That's a great idea. I know it was a threat. Like, he's tired of me, but I took it serious. So next season comes around, I start doing the conditioning and everything. I get in line when we get fitted for pads. And then I was blessed enough to have the coaching staff that I did, that they saw something in me that I didn't even really see in myself at the time. I just knew I wanted to play football, and I wanted to try it. And they saw something in me where they were like, okay, we want to help you get the gear that you need, get you to games, get you to practices, whatever you need. And because my parents were against it at the time. They're like, we don't want her getting hurt. Like, she's a girl. She's not supposed to play football. Like, there's no girls playing football. So I was blessed enough to have them convince my parents to let me try it. And the first game I go out at defensive end and I I get in, I sack the quarterback, smack them to the ground. And they're like, okay, we see it. Now we see the vision. And I played with guys all the way up until my senior year of high school, where, of course, high school is a way bigger ball game.
Yes.
So, yeah, all the way up until high school. And then I found the Mile High Blaze towards the end of my 8th grade year. I practiced with them when I was 14 years old. I'll go to practices, wasn't old enough yet for the league standards. But by the time I turned 16, I was getting varsity reps at the high school level. So they made an exception. I had to sign a lot of different waivers and everything. And yeah, so far, I'm the youngest to play professionally women's football.
And when you think about football and the value and the mind posture requires to play tackle football, how have you found that those skills you acquired translate over into everyday life?
Yeah, so I've always been told the game is 90% mental and 10% physical. And I think that's true to outside of the field and applying to life, that it really is like everything is a mindset. Like, when you think you can't do something and you're physically capable of doing it, if you don't think you can do it, you're not going to be able to do it if your mind's not with it. So there's just times like where I've had to overcome situations where, I wasn't feeling confident in myself. I wasn't feeling like, I look at myself in the mirror, I'm like, I'm not the type of person to do this, but, just having to force myself out of that certain mindset and just thinking like I can, even when back in my mind, I feel like I can't, just telling myself that I can. Just constantly having positive outlooks on everything, nothing's a loss. Everything's just a lesson that you can learn from. Never staying down, just taking the time to review what went wrong and, learn from that. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I'm a big advocate for mental health and everything, because it's really carried me through a lot when, my body feels like slowing down or just can't anymore. Like, my mind has really felt like keeping that strong has been able to help me keep going.
So what does taking care of your mental health look like for you?
Me personally, it's taking time to just be by myself, just enjoy life, go on a walk outside and smell the air, go to the library, read a book, just doing stuff that makes me feel happy, makes me feel calm, where I can just shut off my brain and just enjoy the world around me. And constantly I like to write like a prayer journal. So, I like to, I'm journaling to God and just thanking him for everything that I've been blessed for going through, and recounting wow, even these small things that I didn't know, I ate dinner tonight, that is a blessing, because there's some nights where I don't get to eat dinner. So it's those nights where I'm recognizing wow, every little thing around me, every morning that I'm able to just wake up is that I have something to be grateful for. So just recognizing everything that I can be grateful for around me to help pick me up. I also like watching a good show on Netflix, that's some great self-care.
So I normally ask, what would you today say to your younger self? But I want to flip that on you a little bit. And I want you to think about little Leilani.
Okay.
And what would little Leilani say to you today?
I think she would be in awe of me. It's funny because one of the bigger reasons that I'm able to keep doing what I do is from the motivation of knowing that I'm trying to become the person that I needed when I was younger. Yeah. So I constantly think back to little me, and I look at all the younger girls around me who have come up to me, and it's just wow, you're doing it. You're breaking through, you're creating this stepping stone for me that, I couldn't even see when I was younger. And just showing them that you can, football is there's a whole world out there for you, and there's so much more. You could do so much more than I can. I'm just trying to go as far as I can, and then you take it from there. Mm-hmm. And I think younger me would just be in awe of where I'm at right now, not knowing that how far that I've come with everything, and seeing how big a stage that you can actually be on, and that you actually do belong on.
Yeah, and you do belong there. So let's just let's make that very clear. You belong there. So the final question I have for you. So let me tee it up for you. So I am the author of The Table of Life, Nourishing the Soul with Food, Love, and Faith. The premise of the book is to teach the reader how to build their own table, one dish at a time, using all of the ingredients of their life. If you think about your table, in order for a dish to be complete, what ingredient is necessary for every dish of your life in order for you to be able to show up as you in every space you move in?
For me, it's God, honestly, in every sense, every way. You know, all my highs, my lows, my everything that I think's been a setback has just been a redirection to something greater. Honestly, you know, when I think, you know, some food looks gross, you know, I gotta, you know, that's all that's on my plate. I was like, I gotta eat that. Like, you sure? I gotta eat that. You know, you gotta stomach it, and then at the end of the day, you know, you end up feeling better, and you ain't know what the food contains in it. You just know what it looks like on the outside. So, you know, just building up, being able to trust where I can't see.
You gave the best answer of the day. Just even the analogy of, you know, I got to eat this. This is what's in front of me. It's gross, but it's still going to nourish you and get you forward, like prepare you for what's next.
Exactly.
So I love that analogy. Before I let you go, is there anything that I haven't asked you that you would like to share with our listening audience?
I'd like to just put out there that I'm adding on to me being that role model that I didn't see when I was younger. I'm also working on starting my own foundation to work in do mental health clinics, do small football clinics. This past July, I did my first annual football camp in my hometown in Colorado. And I had about 30 girls come there. And I was able to get them a lot of connections into high school coaches and connections into just the community. And that's something I'm looking to build off of and coming soon.
That's amazing. That is wonderful. So how can people follow along on your journey and learn more about what you're doing?
So I have my main page up right now. A website will be coming soon. But if you want to follow me on Instagram at lvni.001, I post a lot of my updates on there. I'll have the website linked in my bio in very soon. And then from there, the website will have all the other information to ask questions.
Well, Leilani, I am so grateful that you took the time to come and stay a while, and just know that you always have a seat at my table.
Thank you.
Thank you. I hope you felt the love and connection in today's conversation. Every woman you heard from has faced the impossible and emerged stronger. This is your personal invitation to stay a while longer at TommyV.com. That's TOMMIV.com for more inspiration for your mind, body, and soul. And let's not forget your belly. You're always welcome at my table. Please be sure to subscribe, make yourself at home, and stay a while.
Come on, stay